do apologise for my voice. I have a bit of a tonsillitis issue here. But I had to make a video today, so I might as well make one. And we're going against the Tira, which never is it's never not an interesting match, it's Tira, because you've either got to be going... Essentially, you're going to go against Gloomy, or you're going to go against Jolly, or you're going to go against both of them at the same time. It's a really interesting matchup. And, yeah, he's trying to get me to move to his range. I went for a setup. I went for the Okami setup, which is just 2 6/6Bs. Then go for a throw. I went for a Kankans. I didn't know that was punishable at the time. I still don't think it's punishable. I just probably didn't block. I think he's at Gloomy at this current moment. And yeah, now I'm at Gloomy. Went for some reason, went for an air. Went for a sidestep. Right punish. And he uses technically an okay combo, but yeah, I show him the actual combo. I don't know if he actually knew the combo or not. But yeah, whatever. He knew the combo, he knew a combo. I went for a reverse ledge, which, yeah. Got the whiff punish, didn't get the right combo though. Should've just gone for 4/4 VA. Went for a breaker attack. He was a bit slow on the whiff punish, but whatever. I don't know why I did that, because even then I saw him ducking. That was a misinput of BK, and I got lucky with that. What was it? 1K. 1K was the misinput. Went for a sidestep. Like, I was hoping to catch him on tech, but he didn't tech. And I got lucky with that one. Like, if he did, he got the launcher, get the full combo. But I got lucky that he didn't get the counter rip. And he actually did the right combo, which got a bit of chunk of my damage. Yeah, I called that right, apparently. He called the guess right there. Went for a B, so at this point I'm seeing that he's using a lot of Bs and Ks. Not using the A too often, but I called that wrong. Should have gone for a guard impact there. I don't know why he did that. That was a bit of a miscalculation at this point because he used a breaker attack. Sidestep, I think it's sidestep A, that's not the greatest of... Sorry, sidestep B, that's not the best with range. Went for a throw. And then he goes for this, which I completely disagree with because he's already in Gloomy. And he's already got everything set up for the next round. I don't see why waste a meter bar. Like, I'm currently 2 games ahead of him. So yeah, I don't agree with that at all. He's got everything set up for next game. Try for a whiff punish. Forgot that was a breaker attack. Yeah, again, breaker attack. Not much to go on there. Yeah, I went for the A. That was the first A actually threw out. Went for a throw, tried to get him in the ring out. Didn't work. Yeah, good try for the throw. Then he went for a ring out, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the ring out didn't work. It's not a bad setup, by the way. If in Soul Charge you can actually get a full combo for that, which I just found out. Don't understand what he's doing there. Went for a GI, don't see why. But I disagree with this here too, because he had 1 bar. 1 bar. I also didn't think he would have fallen for that either. But he only had 1 bar of meter, I had 2. Which will come in handy later on, by the way. Yeah, because I just used my critical edge. So now it's the other way around. Don't know why I went for the low. Yeah, he rarely used A. So I guess he was B'ing. I tried to go for 4K. And I just went for that afterwards because, quite frankly, it's a Tira matchup. You don't really want a GI because you can't... Tira only has a maximum of... I got lucky there. Tira has a maximum of 2 hits. Most of her strings are just 2 hits. So more often than not, if you just count to 2 with Tira, you can just reverse ledge everything. With the exception of AAA, which you can guard impact. Jolly has a lot of stuff you can guard impacts. Like, I think it's 4 BBB? 4 freebies. Sorry, 4 BBB. And that's the only other one I can think of off the top of my head. That's actually a 50-50 for A. Sorry, for B, A, K, and for B, A, B, which, yeah, it's 50-50, so that's probably best for GI, but you can reverse sledge that. I don't understand what he's doing at this point. Sidestep, could have got a launcher there. I got the whiff punish. I don't even know what I was whiff punishing, but yeah, I got it. Breaker attack. I didn't go for the punish. He didn't go for like a throw. If he went for a throw, he would have got me. I went for a setup. Didn't get the setup. I went for this one. I just wanted to be in jolly as soon as possible. I went for a setup there. Like, if you just roll the right way, I would set him up. Yeah, I got it. Bit lucky that I didn't change into that. And that was again a misinput from a 1K. He said at this point, the guy's starting to piss me off just for that one thing he just did that round. Whenever he's winning, he's just going into some sort of weird taunt. Maybe motivation, I don't know, but either way, it's starting to piss me off. And at this point, I didn't have a microphone on, so that means that I have a pretty clear head. I went for this for one reason. I knew he was going to go for K. We're both on jolly. So it makes sense that he would go for K. And I knew that A beat K, and we were right near the end of the ring. So it makes sense to go for an A. Because we were both in jolly. I tried for a reverse sledge, Yeah, he's only been using B and K. With the rare exceptions of an A. The first round exception. Yeah, not much happening. Could have got some off that. I saw they was using that. But yeah. Tried for a counter rep. Got that completely right. Went for a setup, I think. Don't know why he's doing that, because we both know in this sort of matchup, you're not trying to GI everything. Bad choice by me, by the way. Correct punish. But in a Tira match, you're not GIing everything. You're actually reverse sledging most things. Because there are only, like, you only need to count up 2. And legit, if you count up 2, with most of her attacks, you get a punish. So there's no real point in actually GIing all the time. Now you can GI, like I said, jolly, but I don't know why I did that, because quite frankly it was out of range. Completely out of range. That's a perk. It's not a bad perk either, but it's still a perk from a very close range. Yeah, at this point I kind of was just trying to get the head of the round. I should have sidestepped that, because that's not too bad damage. That's the first actual one he actually did. That was actually an A, sorry, second one. That was a good choice. And then this just made me bananas. Legit, I was starting to get a little mad just for that one thing. Now, here's the thing with me getting mad and not being microphoned. When I'm microphoned, I usually just, like, I go and try and tell myself what I do better. And when I'm telling myself what I should do better, I'm not actually doing it better. I'm not, if you know what I mean, it's paradoxical. But when I'm thinking on my feet and no microphone, and more often than not, will actually change my game so that I actually can win. As you can see, I could usually change my game to the style without a microphone. Now I'm happy to do live reactions, but this was just because I didn't have a pop filter, to be honest with you. I didn't have a pop filter, and didn't want to make myself sound gross already, you know. But at this point, I had the momentum of the last game. I don't know why he's still taunting. Because quite frankly, the taunt, if you do taunt, you actually get a guarantee to, or a high percentage chance that you're going to get into Gloomy. But he wasn't taunting. He was doing 2 BK, which is a damn counter. Which I've only just started actually putting into my own game, by the way. But, yeah, at this point, I've been in his head. Because quite frankly, when I'm annoyed, I'll get in your head. He was in Gloomy, so therefore, he's been doing this so often. Rush down 6-6 B. So I figured, reversal edge. Because there's no point, he's already shown me a game plan of his that he's been using quite constantly. rush down 6-6B, which makes no sense, by the way, when you're going against someone who understands the only way to get around that isn't GI, you're not blocking. The best way to get around it is reversal edge. At this point, yeah, I really didn't care, because quite frankly, I'm now in his damn head. Or at least I felt like I was in his head. I felt like I was calling everything. And I don't understand why he did this. If he had 2 bars on me, he could have at least made a comeback next game. Now, admittedly, we got to a point where I understood that there was no next game. But at the same time, if he was going next game, he would have actually got a bit more of an advantage on me because I used my last fin to do trickery. But yeah, I won that game. He was a good game, good player, and quite frankly, I had a good time playing him. Good rush down. He really made me think. Really made me think fast. I didn't agree with some of his stuff, but quite frankly, I didn't agree with most of my stuff in like the second game. Sorry. Now we're going against Talon. And you can tell by the difference. We're going to have a different sort of experience, because quite frankly, a G rank going against an F rank, there is usually a bit of experience gap. But I've been going against E ranks from when I was in goddamn G. So yeah, I didn't think much of it until this point. He was using Bs, and he was taking 10s. Now, what that means is he was using moves that would normally leave me to be not open, but allow me to give me, He was using moves basically where he wasn't free. So I was using that to my advantage. He just kept pressing buttons, so I just tried to spook him out from that habit. And at this point, I was just seeing, what moves is he using? He's used B 3 times at this point. So at this point, alright, I'm going to win every reversal edge by just pressing B. But I didn't want to break him. I already knew at this point he was using B. But why break him? At this point, yeah, he's trying to hit me when he's on the ground. I'm getting counter rate launches whenever I felt like it in some cases. And yeah. I knew he was going to use B. But it was a last minute experiment, so I might as well see if he's going to fall for an air. He didn't fall for an air. And the mic just fell. He didn't fall for an air. And yeah. Now means I could just keep poking at him and it really won't make any difference. Yeah, at this point, this is kind of where I kind of screwed up, because I forgot that is a freeway hit streak. Freeway combination. Which means there was 3 hits in the damn combo. Yeah, I didn't really enjoy this fight, because quite frankly, he was being really, he kept snatching 10s, which quite frankly, he couldn't have snatched 10s. He needed the GI, he needed to do a wrestler, he needed to do something to at least take my 10s away from him, and he wasn't. He was giving me 10, well, he was trying to steal my 10s when I still had, good advantage. Which, I was just taking advantage of him at this point. As you can see, I'm just doing 50-50 after 50-50. Yeah, I saw that coming. He was too, he didn't do much. And yeah, this is just a confirmation. He just kept using B. It's understandable. You're not familiar with reversal edge, it makes sense. Saw that a mile away, by the way. So I kept using B. And he still stole another 10, but quite frankly, if I just GI'd him, or reversal edged him, he would have just died anyways. Yeah, running start. Full combo. Clearly didn't know much about that setup, which not many people do, because quite frankly, Tira is not not the most used character. He didn't know that wasn't natural. That's not a natural string, by the way. It's just a string that's good. Yeah, at this point, I didn't really care when he did it. Every time I was going to reverse ledge, I was just going to do K at this point. I let him win a couple, because I didn't want, quite frankly, him to, immediately just give up, At this point, yeah, no point. And that was kind of dumb. Do you want to know why that's dumb? I'm now the only one with meter. Not much to say other than that. If you couldn't hear, can't understand, Meter is important in this game. Therefore, using up all your meter just to get one round on me. Not really the best idea, considering I had a bit more experience than you. And, yeah. Bad idea. But yeah, the best idea to just use up both your meters just to get a quick one-upmanship on me. Didn't really make that much sense. But yeah, I knew how to go for my directions. I technically could have done better. I could have gone for a B. Then I could have gone for a K, and then I just went for the back row because it just made sense. Because quite frankly, I apparently had enough room for it. But yeah, you played alright, but I didn't really have fun with this one. Because unlike the last game, I wasn't thinking too hard. So yeah, I really only just kind of had a bit of fun. But anyways, Janet. Right, so I just wanted to make a statement on kind of what I meant by Jolly and Gloomy are kind of weird in that they have two very different kind of things they can actually look out for to kind of punish them. Right, so let's explain what I meant by. So basically, certain matchups you actually have a better outcome if you do GI or reverse sledge. Where's my reverse sledge there? And, right, so in this case, if you do GI here, you're more likely going to win with Jolly. Because if they just keep doing this, it's easy to see the third hit. Some characters like Tira have this sort of thing where if they carry on with the next move, they're safe. But because there's such a delay and it's no longer a natural combo, it's not a natural combo at all, it's very easy to see the GI impact. And every time you can get that GI to hit constantly. I think it would happen with so in this scenario, when you're doing an AA, it's really easy to see a GI. But in the case of something like alright, so we're back. So now we're trying to explain to you what I mean by in some cases, like let's take this move. We just saw how GI is very useful with Jolly. But in some cases like Gloomy, she doesn't really have that many options to sort of GI. She really only has 2 hit strings. What that means is if you count to 2, you more often than not can get a punish. Let's take this move for example. As you can see, you're more likely to get the GI, the reversal edge, due to how little the amount of combos you can actually do. And with the exception of a couple here and there, there's like a couple of exceptions here and there, but if you think of this like this, Gloomy's very well, she's bad against basically reversal edge, but Gloomy's bad against reversal edge. Jolly's really bad against GIs, and this is kind of a matchup you gotta think about when you're actually playing against these two. Which one are you gonna use at which time? So if you GI during Gloomy, you're more likely gonna win. If they use the third hits in Jolly. In Gloomy, however, you're more likely to get moves like this, which have more hits in them, where you can literally just reverse sledge them all. And I don't know what happened there, but whatever. You get my point though, at least. The idea is, when you're in Gloomy, you're very susceptible to reversal edge. When you're in Jolly, you're very susceptible to guard impacts. Even in this case, you're very susceptible to a GI. So basically, think of it like this. In Gloomy, you're playing Tira, Tacky. In Jolly, you're playing Tira. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, Tira has a lot of unnatural strings that make her surprisingly safe on block. When you're playing Taki, she goes into Possession, and Possession's really easy to read if you just reverse the ledge, because that will then guarantee you a punish, regardless of what she uses. If she uses an air, she's gonna get punished. She's gonna use a B, she's gonna get punished. She uses the K, she's gonna get punished. She uses the unblockable. If you're quick enough, you can get the reverse ledge regardless. Alright, for me from the future who's editing this stuff, what I forgot to say was, so for Tira, very easy to read and easy to GI because of her unnatural strings. An unnatural string is basically this move that basically doesn't connect with the third hit. And basically, so for Tira has a full list built around unnatural strings, and if you know what you're looking for, and if you get the one hit or block the first couple of hits, you can GI them right easy. That's all I was trying to say. Now, I also did mention there are characters like Ivy where you just can't do either. You can't GI, you can't reverse ledge. I don't know why I did that. Why you can't reverse ledge? You just have to block. So, you got some cases like a Tira, Taki, where you can basically manipulate your way to gain a good defense. But in cases like Ivy, you just gotta play defensively. Like, you just gotta block. But yeah, back to me talking about other stuff that you went to read Tira, I think. Anyways, back to me going back to the future edits. Oh my god. So basically, there is no real point to have one of these blocking if you understand which strings are which. So yeah, that's kind of my advice to people playing against Tira. Now, Tira players, use this to the advantage. Look for moves in Gloomy that don't have a multi purpose. For example, this one is a GI-able move, but this is very much a reverse ledge move. Play very smart when you're in Gloomy and play very smart when you're in Jolly, because they are very easy to read if you're looking in the right place. Anyways, that's all I wanted to add. So now I'm going to say Janet.